Hi there, I'm Joe.
I'm Jacob.
And we are watching Star Trek for the first time. Last time on Star Trek, we began Star Trek the Animated Series with Beyond the Farthest Star. It's a fine opening. It gave me a real sense for just how a lot of the technical aspects of the show were going to be done, which is probably on purpose.
Yeah.
It's a really good sample episode for the crew to try out. I don't know if there was. I don't know yet. I probably should look it up. I don't know if there were differing episode orders from production order to release order. I don't think so because it's animation. It's a bit more.
Animation's a bit more. You make it. It's done. You release it.
Yeah. Also, we didn't mention it last time. I really liked the fact that every single person, even all the animators, are credited in the end credits.
Yeah. They're not there on the screen.
Their credits go by super fast.
But it's very important that they're there.
Yeah, it's nice that it's there, and I don't know, just something that you might not have seen perfectly credited at the time, and it's nice to have it there. So yeah, today we're watching an episode called Yesteryear. Yes, I'm gonna start wearing my idiot cap again and hope for another time travel episode.
Let's hope.
I'm gonna doubt it. So, I mean, hey, I guess we'll see. I'm gonna doubt it though, mostly because again, just budgetary restraints. You can't make too many new sets, I imagine. You can make crazier sets, but you can't make a lot of new sets.
No, that definitely takes more art, more energy.
Yeah.
Guess we'll find out, though.
We're about to find out, yeah. We're going to get into post-episode thoughts in a second. Be sure to join us then. We're about to watch Yesteryear. Goddamn, wow. Okay,
wow, indeed.
Jesus, that's... Okay, I mean, this is either indicative of how great this show can be, or DC Fontana set a ridiculously high bar, and the remaining 20 episodes of this show are not going to live up to it.
We either just watched the greatest episode of this show, or every episode's at least kind of like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we're only 2 episodes in, so I really don't have a feel for, the overall quality of the show yet. Because, last episode was fine. This was fucking holy shit.
Yeah.
What?
The quality as a whole is up, as far as we could tell anyway.
First off, City on the Edge of Forever sequel. We have such a casual relationship with the Rock of Eternity. I think it was called the Rock of Eternity. Rock is something. The Guardian that lives within that rock. What the fuck? Spock and Kirk just jump out there man, oh my god, it was such a beautiful time being inside this rock this time. It was so nice. And McCoy's who the fuck is that? And so Spock has been erased from the timeline because apparently
he died.
He died. They quickly figure out that Spock had already in Spock's timeline, he'd already traveled back into his own timeline. So therefore, him being back in the time period that he was in on this trip with Kirk meant that he couldn't be in 2 places at the same time. So the Spock that went back and visited little Spock that we see later here was erased, and so little Spock died.
Yes.
So now our current Spock has to go back again and be that Spock that saves little Spock's life.
Where the events seem to have taken place a little differently anyway.
Yeah. It's a little convoluted for an episode, but you can
That's
tell...
only 22 minutes long.
But you can tell that DC Fontana really wants to delve into Spock's past. We've talked about it before on TOS, but just we're literally seeing it, which I find really, really fascinating. Yes, we have Sarek, who's once again played by Mark Leonard, which is awesome.
Yeah, I always like to see returning cast members like that.
Yeah, especially a character as interesting as Sarek. He instead. Oh, actually, it's important to note that because Spock was erased, this other alien has come in to be the new first officer.
Who is still a different alien.
One of those from Journey to Babel, actually, Commander Thalen, which I just find really interesting. Also, Big Bird is on the Enterprise now, which I kind of love. But anyway, so we go back in time. I loved watching Spock interact with little him. And disguise himself as one of their cousins, like
a distant cousin you would meet once, never again.
Yeah, which is believable. He goes and visits them. We see little Spock's life. He was, 7 years old, they say?
7 years old.
We see, first off, the Vulcan teddy bear, the giant teddy bear that was referenced back in Journey to Babel, which is awesome.
It was so good. I was so happy to see it.
Yeah. Little Spock is going on these, trials, I guess, to an endurance test, pretty much. So he sneaks out on his own.
To prove that he could do it in the first place.
Yeah. Ichaya, the teddy bear, follows him. They're attacked by a monster that is literally using a sound effect from Godzilla, which I find really funny.
Yeah.
Ichaya saves Spock. Well, Spock saves Spock, but so does Ichaya. We go to... Little Spock goes to, find this elder, I guess, on the planet to help him, and the elder gets to Ichaya a little bit too late, and the show tackles a really, really mature theme of loss, and Spock gives us a great speech to Little Spock where he's just like, it's a Vulcan should face this, you could be faced with sadness, but was Ichaya's life wasted?
And he's like, no, so his life isn't sad.
Yeah. It's
incredibly profound.
Yeah. It's Little Spock literally just making the mature decision for Ichaya. It's literally you can't prolong his life, but it will be filled with suffering, or we could put him down pretty much, and it's fucking sad, but also just really important for Spock as a character. I'm not sure entirely how I feel about Spock literally creating Spock as we know him.
It's the bootstrap paradox in full effect.
Yeah.
But where does he learn? Cool. Where does he learn the Vulcan neck pinch? Oh, from Spock.
From Spock, yeah. So a Spock that technically doesn't exist because he's already been erased from the timeline.
Yeah. And this is now a new iteration of these events. Yeah,
because Spock is saying that they're happening just a little bit differently. Though I would like to imagine that Ichaya is what happened to him still happened in this case, because I don't know. It kind of makes that moment from Journey to Babel a little bit more effective for me when they talk about him.
It's more of an affectionate thing than the bear still alive.
Yeah. And then I love seeing Little Spock just become him. When he's talking to his parents at the end, I have a business meeting with my friends from school.
And they're like, oh, what's it about?
With a Vulcan neck pinch. And he's like, I'm going to go test it out, my friends. And he fucking goes off like a legend. Get this great little live long and prosper moment between Spock and his parents. Maybe a little joke at the end where he literally Spock jokes. And McCoy's like, I should remind you that Vulcans don't joke. And Spock is like, times change. And it's cool. It's a great episode. Holy shit, that was a great episode.
That was an amazing episode.
Amazing episode. What the hell? Wow.
Yeah, so this is either the best episode of the whole animated series, or it's a good sign that episodes will be like it, if not as good.
Yeah. But yeah, that was Yesteryear. That is that. Off to a strong start for the animated series. Let's hope they keep it up. So yeah,
I agree.
Be sure to join us next time when we continue Star Trek the animated series. Almost did it. Until next time, this has been Joey Morgan.
I'm Jacob.
Goodbye.